Shifting gears, in addition to acting, you're really passionate about filmmaking and screenwriting. So, what got you into behind the camera work?
Oh, I think I just have a passion for storytelling, and like even when I was first starting out in acting, like I would always stick around on set, and like even when I was done with my scenes, I would stick around, like watch what the filmmakers are doing, and I was very interested in that aspect of it too. I've always loved writing, and just storytelling in general. And I think like when you, as a filmmaker, you have so much like agency to tell whatever story you want.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that that's what it is. It's just like that freedom to not just be a part of someone else's story, but to create your own stories. And maybe like I won't even act in some of the, like I'll create something that's totally beyond me. Like I have a script written right now about like kids, and it's a whole philosophy thing, and I probably wouldn't even be in it. So I feel like I can separate the two things. And
That's so cool.
yeah.
Do you write a particular, I guess there's genres? I don't know exactly what you would call them, but do you have a favorite?
Oh my gosh. I love like, well, I have a feature film written right now with my partner, like a producing partner,
Mm-hmm.
Craig Singer. And it's a thriller. So I do love me a thriller romance. It's like a thriller romance drama.
Nice.
But beyond that, I really like anything that has, mm, I don't know how to explain this. Something like a little bit absurd, something with like,
Mm-hmm.
humor, something with philosophy. Um, I think that it would mainly fall under like the drama category,
Oh,
but
yeah.
maybe almost like a surrealistic drama,
Mm-hmm.
something that like is like maybe a hints of sci-fi, beyond just like daily life.
So,
Um,
Stranger Things.
Something like that. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I have a couple scripts written that are like similar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's cool. I feel like that would be the most fun thing to act in, too.
I think so. Yeah, I like things that
Yeah.
are beyond reality. Like one of the like last year I got to play an artificial intelligence, like a robot
Really?
in a film.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so cool.
What my honestly, it's like my favorite thing I've ever
Yeah.
done. It was so fun because it's like you have so much agency to like create this character because there's no one
Mm-hmm.
telling you like how a robot needs to be. You're like, this is my idea of like a robot.
Yeah.
So I just love my favorite role, hands down. I loved it. And we got into LA Shorts, which is like one of the, I think it's the biggest like short film festival.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was really proud of that. It's like an Academy qualifying festival and stuff. But yeah, it was just fun to play the robot. I'm like, yeah, we got all these things, but at the end of the day, I just like love playing that character.
Yeah, so just something kind of absurd.
Yeah, like something that's like not quite human, like not quite reality. That's my
Mm-hmm.
favorite like genre to both act in and write within, you know?
Yeah. Where do you
hmm
think that comes from?
Hmm. I think sometimes like I see the world in a very like nuanced and like tipsy turvy sort of way. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm very imaginative. So I like being able to like really stretch my imagination to beyond like daily life. Like, what if life looked like this, like a different reality from the one that we're currently in? So
Ooh,
I guess
that's
it really
cool.
is becomes like
Yeah.
sci-fi is, a lot of the stuff that I'm interested in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it's like you're imagining something, a reality that's beyond what we currently have, or like Black Mirror is like a good example.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
really like
yeah.
Black Mirror. So is it kind of an escape for you?
I think it is an escape for me, or it's just like a way to use my imagination because I
Yeah.
feel like imagination is one of those things when like if you possess it, it can either be used as like worrying, like what if this thing happens, what if that thing happens, or a way for your creativity to just like flow and imagine like anything that can be
Yeah.
like a beautiful world or like a different world rather than like a what if scenario about your own life. you
Wait,
know?
that's so good. I've never thought of it that way before. Because your girl has an imagination. Okay? All right.
Yes.
I am the epitome of an overthinker. Okay.
Use
I
it
can-
right. Make cartoons, like whatever you need to do, man. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I've also come to this realization very recently because I've been surrounded by so many creative people. I mean, singers, professional dancers, actors, actresses, the list goes on and on and on, writers. And they have inspired me to be more creative.
hmm
And I think I'm realizing that I'm more creative than I've given myself credit for.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, because I've always, my parents are fantastic, really, but I
Mhm.
was raised in a household where you have to go to college, you have to get a stable career, all those things,
Mhm.
point A to point B. And my parents would be supportive of anything I did for sure,
Mhm.
but they always kind of encouraged stability.
Stability.
And I like stability. I'm a very, I crave that for sure.
Mhm.
But because of that, I don't think I allowed myself to go down that road. I mean, I have 2 science degrees, if that's
Mhm.
any
Right.
indication. And then I've been in the corporate world basically ever since. So I don't know. I think I'm just realizing that I want to do something more and something else.
Mhm.
And I've never given myself permission up until now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, that's so beautiful. I feel like that's maybe you needed like that time and those experiences to like get here. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we all have like an inner child inside of us that just wants to imagine and create. And I think the world will try to stifle that. So
For sure.
it's a beautiful thing to like discover it within yourself and like allow it to come out.
Yeah. And I know I'm still very young. A lot of people would listen to this and go, dude, come on, you got so much time.
Right.
But I mean, I don't regret anything either. I loved my college career. I loved my studying the things that I did. I really like my career. So I have no regrets. But it is kind of cool to come to that realization. And the fact that I'm attracting so many creatives should probably say something too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever read this book called The Artist's Way?
No, but I've heard amazing things about it.
You got to read it.
Yeah.
Because it talks about how a lot of people who have like that inner artist that like really wants to come out will like they'll date a musician or they'll surround themselves with like an artist, like a lot of artistic people. But the truth, like the deepest truth is that they want to be the artist.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
read the book.
I relate to that. I really do.
Yeah.
It's about just giving myself permission at this point, which is, I think, subconsciously, that might have been the reason I signed up for an acting class.
There you go.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I told myself that it was to be more comfortable in front of the camera, which that's true. That's true, too. But, I mean, I don't know. I really, really enjoyed it. Now I can't stop talking about it, so I really enjoyed it.
Man, that's that's so funny because when I was first like looking into schools, I was thinking like I wanted to be a fashion designer, right?
Yeah.
And my parents were like, well, why don't you do, fashion business? But then I always knew like in my heart that I want to be the designer, the creator. And like that's my like core identity as like a human being since I was a child.
Yeah.
And I knew I'd never be happy just like being in the fashion business or being, I always wanted to be like the creator. And I think that as soon as I like stepped into that truth for myself, like life just started flowing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I'm realizing that now because I work in social media kind of behind the camera.
Right.
And I do like it, but I'm realizing I think I want to be the person creating.
There you go. And I mean, here you are, like you're doing it.
Yeah.
And that's so cool because so many people, I feel like they say they want to do things and they talk about it, but they never really take that leap,
I know, they never follow through.
They don't follow through, yeah.
I think it took me a while to realize what I wanted to do, and I'm still on that journey. But I'm really proud of myself for actually taking action. Because a lot of people they're all talk. And
they're all talking, that's true, yeah.
And it's not necessarily their fault either, because there's a lot of fear. There's fear of failure, there's fear of success.
That part, yeah.
There's fear of the unknown, which is always a part of it.
But it's like those fears, I feel like the important thing is like, just trying and failing. Like let yourself fail. Let yourself fail.
Yeah.
I failed so many times in the past like 4 years. Like I've failed, and oh my gosh, I forget who said it, but I watched like a motivational speech and the guy said something I'll never forget. He was like, fail forward. And I'm like, whoa, that stuck with me. Like keep failing. You're failing towards something.
Who said that? I heard that recently.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
I can't remember. It was a speech that I listened to on YouTube.
Yeah.
But I was like, dang, that's so true. Like, keep failing forward because, like, the more you fail, the more you're, like, learning and gathering information and stepping towards, like, what you want rather than, like, staying. Because if you stay still, you're not going anywhere.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You're just stuck. And
I
think a lot of us get stuck. I mean, like, I've gotten stuck before.
Me too.
I always try to push myself out of it, like, okay, today I'm going to go and I'm going to like try this thing and I might horribly fail, but at least I tried it. And that's the only way I've been able to create like movement in my life.
Yeah. It's like one tiny little step at a time.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But I'm like, I actively fail all the time.
Actively fail.
Every single day, whether it be tiny little mistakes at work or in my personal life, whatever it may be. But it's part of life.
Yeah.
I literally fail all the time. I was talking to my sister, what was this, a few days ago? And I was getting a little down on myself just because of this podcast. And I was like, you know, the growth on the last one I was on was so exponential and so fast. And I was like, what's not working? And I was really getting down on myself. And my sister was like, stop. You're making moves. Just keep doing what you're doing. Stay consistent and the results will come.
Yeah.
Just keep at it and believe in yourself. And I was like, damn, she's so right. Like I need to breathe and stop thinking this has to happen now.
Oh my gosh, you're speaking to my soul, man.
Yeah.
I've had to, in the past like 6 months, like really stop thinking about results at all.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
we don't know, you know, like whether that's social media, like the numbers that you're getting or in acting, like what you're booking. It's just, you know, you do your best job and that's all you can do.
Yeah, that's all you can do.
That's all you can do.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, and then you know that you did your best and you just release it. That's all. That's it. You know, and live your life. That's like a big part of it for me too. It's like, okay, when I'm not pursuing this thing, like how can I be happy? You know? And then I feel like the happier you are, you bring that energy into the art that you create, and
yeah, exactly,
it shows.
And this is a project that's really near and dear to my heart. It's my baby.
Aww.
Like I'm so proud of the content that I'm putting out there. So I'm really trying to hone in on that aspect of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how long have you been doing this for? Like not that long.
Not that
either,
long.
right?
Like less than a month.
See.
Yeah.
Less than a month. Come on.
I know. I need to chill. I know. But yeah, I mean, it's real. It's that fear of failure.
Right. But it's like we just gotta keep going.
Just keep going.
Just keep going. Yeah. Just keep going. And I think like take any successful person and ask them how many times they failed. Like,
oh God,
hundreds, thousands.
Yeah, thousands.
Yeah. And I think that separates the people who are you know out there and have accomplished things than people who have just like who are wishing that they're doing that thing because they're too scared to try. And I feel like that's it's beautiful that we're both like out here doing our thing and like
trying.
Yeah, we might be scared, but it's, you know, fighting through that.
Yeah, exactly. It's speaking of, I mean, you can kind of envision yourself and where you're gonna be. It kind of goes back to that delusion.
I'm like, paradise. Yes, I can.
Yeah. Do you have a dream role?
A dream role? Oh my gosh. It's so funny because like the robot, that was like, I love that. That was amazing. Done.
Do
check.
that again. Yeah, done.
Let me think. Dream role.
Or a dream person to work with.
That's a good question.
Yeah. Or both.
Honestly, maybe another role within the sci-fi genre where it gets to embody something that's like not quite human. Or I really like also doing things that have like a tad of like romance to them and like heartbreak. So I maybe to be, you know, the romantic lead in a film would be really cool as well, or the romantic lead in a sci-fi film.
Someone remake The Notebook,
but like sci-fi, but like based in the year 2085.
Yeah, more than that, like 10,000.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? People ask me that. They're like, "What's your dream role?" And it's like, I just love doing this so much that it's hard to pinpoint like one thing. I'm like, I just love acting, and any day that I get to wake up and be on set and do it is like the best day of my life.
Oh.
So
I love that. You're so passionate about what you do. Yeah.
Yeah, I've always like had this passion for it. And that's like how, you know, we went through like the pandemic and then we had like the strikes. And I feel like it's that passion inside of all of us as artists that keeps us going like throughout all of those things. And you need it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting when you speak to people like yourself and then you speak to people who punch in a clock and they just go, they do their job and they leave. And you know they're doing it just to pay the bills. And it can just have such a different impact on your life overall.
No, absolutely. And I feel like the biggest fear that I have is the fear of unrealized dreams. So every day when I wake up, like no matter how much I fail or succeed or whatever's happening, like I know that in my heart that I'm never gonna end my life with like the feeling that I didn't go for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow, that's beautiful. I know I'm not me getting emotional.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I loved that. By the way, I've been crying a lot in these past couple of days.
I understand, me too.
Okay, this is such a side note, but yesterday I was in San Diego with a couple of my friends, and we saw these two French bulldogs like running in the streets.
Cute.
But they like no collars, or sorry, they had collars but no tags. Like we don't know who they belong to. So I skirt over and we start chasing after these French bulldogs.
Dude, that's so sweet.
It was insane.
Did you catch them?
Yeah, we caught them. And I drove them to the Humane Society. They weren't chipped.
Dude.
It was crazy. No tags, no chips.
Aww.
And so anyway, we took them to the Humane Society and they're safe. But I got really attached to both of them. And when we had to drop them off, I looked over at my friend and there were tears in my eyes.
Dude.
I was like, I can't do it.
Dude.
This is ridiculous. Yeah.
Talking to you though, man, like I love to believe that there's like really good people in this world, you know, and I look at you and I'm like, you're such a good person. I'm so happy people like you exist.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, I'm so serious.
That's
because
really sweet.
Living here, I mean, you encounter all sorts of people, and you know, you just like don't know day to day like who you're gonna encounter and what sort of vibe it's gonna be, and like I love to believe in like the goodness of like humanity, and like believe that like there are really good people still out there no matter what happens. Like
I do too. I mean, I really do love to believe that. It's gotten me in trouble for sure.
I know, same. Yeah,
seeing the good in people has definitely gotten me in trouble.
People, yeah.
But I think my friends now and my family, they just remind me that there's good in the world, especially in a city like LA. I mean, I shit you not. We saw these French bulldogs and my two friends jumped out of my car before I stopped. Like they were sprinting down the street. And I was just like, damn, these people are good. Good-hearted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that's like one thing I'm really grateful for. I've been here for like 3-4 years now. And I promised myself, like, I'm never going to lose like that, like, light, like that goodness, you know, and like no matter what happens, like I'm always gonna keep that in me. And like at the end of the day, I'm happy that I'm like, you know, hustling and pursuing this, but also like always like sticking true to like what I really believe, you know.
And who you are at your core. That's one of the reasons I love Zendaya so much. She's probably my favorite actress, and I watch her interviews and I'm just like, you can tell that this person is really kind,
a good person,
like really sweet, and she is arguably the most successful actress out there right now. Like she is number one, at least in my opinion. Yeah, she's just so humble and sweet,
so grounded. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, keep that, you know, always like stay humble, stay grounded.
Yeah,
you know,
and I feel like you're gonna be that way too. Like you're never gonna lose that.
Thank you.
Yeah,
right back at you.
I hope so. No, I'm kidding.
No, you will.
I'm kidding. No, I think my character is grounded in the soil at this point. I've been through too much. I would have already lost it. Yeah. It's like my favorite person in the world passed away. If I can go back to who I am after that, I believe in myself to do that. Yeah, and it's like, it's beautiful because I'm sure she's, you know, like watching over you and always like there but not there, you know. And we don't really like know what, you know, but I feel that, so for sure. I mean, I don't know if people necessarily believe in that, but I definitely do.
I do, yeah.
She's always there. She's always trying to communicate with me. She's always looking over me. I see 1111 everywhere, and that she used to call me at that time.
Wow.
And be like, make a wish. It was really cute. But I see that every single day. That's the time I see twice a day. And I also looked up the definition of it, like the angel number, what that means. And it means that you have a spirit, like a protective spirit. Yeah.
You know, I fully believe in that, you know.
I do too. Yeah.
And I think that like those, you know, spirits, guardian angels, like they're, you know, helping you day to day to like, you know, survive. And especially in a city like LA, I feel like 2 years ago, 2 years ago, I got into a car accident and it could have been really bad, but you know, it was like 2% away from being really bad, but it didn't, it was fine, you know? And I always believed that like I was,
oh my God.
you know,
A very similar thing happened to me. I was 19. This was before my mom died, but it could have been bad. It was like 6 inches away from being really bad. And there was not a single scratch on me. Crazy. Wow. I don't know how that happened.
Right.
And I'll never forget it. I called my dad and I was like, I definitely totaled the car. And it was totaled for sure. It was a bad accident. And he was like, are you okay? And I said, yeah. And he was like, the car is plastic and metal. I don't care about it.
Right. Yeah. It's just, are you okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy. I don't know why I thought he was going to have this. He was going to freak out. Not at all. He was just like, I'm just happy you're okay.
At the end of the day, they just love us, man. I'm so grateful for my parents. Like
Me too.
I literally, I don't know they keep me so grounded. I just know that, you know, no matter what happens, I have these 2 people who I can call and talk to and who will 100% have my best interests at heart and like always be there for me no matter what I'm going through. And I think that keeps me very stable and like grounded here as well, because they might not be in LA, but they're always there. So.
Yeah. And we're so lucky too. I'm so lucky to have the family I have.
Yeah.
Because that's not the case for everybody,
It's
especially
not.
queer people.
It's not the case for everyone. Yeah.
Yeah. I always try to stay grateful for that too. I love that we've gotten here. I don't even know how we got here.
I know. We've got so deep, man. Like it's beautiful.
This is just the type of person that I am. What have you come to realize is no longer a priority in both your career and personal life?
No longer a priority.
Something you used to think was a priority, but is not now. Something you've let go of.
Oh, the timeline to get to the places I want to go.
Good answer. Great answer.
You know, it's like, you don't, like, there's literally no reason. Maybe I'm going to be 85 years old and, like, you know, I don't know. I don't know. And that's beautiful. It's like releasing control, honestly. I've been like, you know, just like let go of control, because it's a hard thing to do, because you want to know, like, like when is this going to happen? When is this going to happen? And we have no way of knowing. So the only thing that you can do is you have 2 options. You can like grip it like very tightly and not let it go, or you can release it and live your life and allow things to flow.
Yeah.
And also just like have fun. I think that I was taking this so seriously that I stopped having fun and finding the joy in it. And actually, like a month ago, I had one of my acting teachers like point that out to me. He's like, Katie, you're losing the joy in this because you're taking it so seriously. And he's like, I know you work hard, but like have fun with it. And it shifted something in me. I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna have fun. I'm just gonna have fun. Like at the end of the day, we're playing pretend.
Yeah, that's exactly what you're doing. You're like pretending you're a kid.
A kid, yeah. And I was like taking it so seriously, because I'm like, I've always been a really hard worker, but like it was getting in the way of my art. And I was like, no, man, to make like great art, you have to be that kid. And kids don't care when things happen. They just live in the present.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I miss that.
I know, but I'm trying. I'm trying to get back to it. Yeah.
We definitely lose that as adults.
We do, but I do believe that we can reclaim it consciously. Like you have to make that effort to like be more kid-like, like see the world through those eyes again. Yeah.
And it is possible, but I never thought of it when you brought up imagination earlier. I never thought of imagination coming out in the way that it does, at least for me. Because I'm such an overthinker, and I think, oh, well, what if this happens? Well, what if this person feels a certain way about me? Or what if this, what if that? What if I don't succeed? God knows, I tend to go down rabbit holes.
Yeah, like spiral.
And I never realized it's because my imagination is running wild. And it's so sad, because as kids, we would never think that. We would use it to create.
Yeah. Yeah, like my acting teacher, like from back in the day, would say one thing to me. He's like, try telling a 7-year-old kid that he's not Spider-Man. No, I am Spider-Man. Like they fully believe it. So it's like be that 7-year-old kid who believes that they're Spider-Man, you know?
That's so good.
Yeah, like I'll never forget that image. I was like, yeah, like, and then when you're acting, like you have to like be it, like 100%, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I am the robot. Like, no one can tell me differently. I am, you know? Dude,
That's so good.
something that's helped me too with like whenever I'm having that overactive imagination that goes into those what ifs, like I started drawing cartoons. Okay.
Really?
Yes, I kid you not. Like I will take a piece of paper, like divide it and make cartoons out of all the thoughts I'm having and like turn them into characters. So just for anyone listening, like do it. Like I just broke the fourth wall. I hope it's okay.
I've been looking at that camera too.
No way. I'm like, what's up? No, but like it's for real. It's helped me. I'm like, okay, thought B is gonna be like squiggly Squidward. That's already a character. I'm sorry. No, squiggly like octopus, and that's like that thought, and just turn it into characters. And it probably sounds so weird.
No.
But I promise it helps. Like,
Yeah, no, I'm just laughing because that's so inventive.
yo, I don't know how I got that, but yeah,
It's so unconventional. I kind of love that because then you can kind of see how unserious
yes,
your thoughts are.
unserious
Yeah.
and like externalize it, like put it on a paper. Like it doesn't have to be so heavy. Like it
Yeah.
feels heavy, but then it's like just like turn it into something like silly, you know? So yeah,
I'm thinking of that movie Inside Out.
exactly. That oh my god, that movie made me cry.
No,
Yo.
it's so true, but that's just funny because so many of your thoughts are so irrational. It's kind of hilarious. So when you
Absolutely.
put that down on paper, it's like, oh wow, this really isn't that serious.
Right. And it like
Mhm.
I feel like turning it into a character helps you almost like detach from it. Like
Yeah.
it just becomes like its own entity. And I think that's something I've been working on is like and maybe that's a meditative thing too. Like I'm not my thoughts. Like I'm the
Yeah.
observer of my thoughts. And
Mhm.
that helps me a lot. Like, I'm watching these thoughts go by and I don't have to attach myself to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep bringing up Instagram Reels. We literally just talked about not watching short form. It's fine. But the guy was on a podcast and he was talking about how thoughts are like, well, you can imagine thoughts as a surfer imagine waves.
Mhm.
They come and go, but you pick which ones you want to ride.
I like that.
Yeah,
I
but
like
you
that.
can't control the waves.
You can't.
Like you have
Yeah.
to just let them come through because sometimes your thoughts are not controllable. I mean,
Right.
I believe that you can control a big majority of what happens in your life. I believe that
Mhm.
life is coming from you, not at you.
Yeah.
So, but when it comes to thoughts, sometimes it's really hard to control.
It is. They're just like
they just
flow. Yeah,
come.
they're just coming.
They just come and it's almost unconscious or subconscious.
Mm-hmm.
But what you can control is what you focus on.
What you focus on. Yeah. And also like I feel like me actively not attaching to the thoughts is what I can control. And like another good metaphor for it is like you're sitting on the bank of a river and like the thoughts are the river and you're just watching it.
Yeah, you're just watching them go by.
Just go
it's like
by.
you take yourself out of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Versus like thinking, every thought needs to have this like special meaning to it. It doesn't. Like
It doesn't.
can just be a thought. It can just
Yeah.
be a thought. Mhm.
Yeah, and you decide what you want to focus on.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think a
Mhm.
lot of people create their own misery, myself included.
I mean, I've done
Yeah.
that too. Yeah, of course. Like, or I'll, I won't notice it that I'm like fixating on these negative thoughts, and then I'm, and then I have to like actively start noticing it and pull myself out of it and be like, okay, what can I do? Can I do Muay Thai, journal, create characters, do
Yeah.
something with acting, like write,
Mm-hmm.
and like developing those tools,
For sure. That's usually when I go for walks. I'm like, all right, I gotta chill.
Yeah,
I gotta chill. Yeah, the little part of me like leaves my body and goes, dude, you gotta chill.
You gotta chill. Yeah.
Like,
No, absolutely. I feel you. Walks, like runs for me too. Because I'm
Yeah.
running, I can't think about anything else. I'm like,
okay, yeah, that's so true.
I'm like, I just gotta breathe. I gotta get through this. Like,
yeah, for sure.
mhm.
Well, shifting gears again, this is my last question. But do you have any advice for people in the entertainment industry or actively pursuing an acting career?
Any advice? I think there was an actor who said this previously in an interview, but I'm gonna just repeat it. And it was that if you feel called to do this thing, there's a reason for it, and listen to that. It's not random. Like any calling that we have, any feeling that we need to be doing something with our lives, like it's there for a reason. So listen to it, and don't worry about how long it takes. Don't try to have a specific exact plan for how it's gonna be. Just do what you can do and keep going for as long as you need to. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good advice. I love that. I quote Tom Holland a lot, I guess, on this podcast.
I love it.
I watched the Jay Shetty interview with him, and I thought it was so good and so eye-opening. But he said he always ends his podcast with, "What's the best and worst advice you've ever received?" And Tom Holland's was, "The best advice I've ever received was turn your nerves into excitement."
I like that.
I like that a lot.
Turn your nerves into excitement. Yeah. Become friends with your own fears. Yeah, that's like something I've been doing recently, is like just learn how to sit with it.
Yeah.
Just sit with it. Whatever you're experiencing, like don't run away from it.
That's good. Yeah. I feel like people have the tendency to run away from that kind of stuff. But it's good to sit with it. Again, the only way out is through.
The only way out is through. The only way out is through. Yeah. And then you can heal it by feeling it. So yeah.
I'm getting a lot of bumper stickers.
I know, seriously. I feel like I think in bumper stickers.
Yeah,
so I'm like, I'm
me
on
too.
a podcast that's coming out, you know? Like, yo.
You know what? My merch is going to be bumper stickers.
Please,
When
I'll buy all of it.
When I eventually start making merch, it's just going to be
bumper stickers.
Of all the cheesy quotes that have come out of my mouth.
Dude, I love that. Like all my tattoos are basically like at this point and always going to be bumper stickers, because I just like I think in philosophical terms. So I'm like, okay, like it's like what's going through my head all the time. So
thank you so much for coming on.
Of
I really
course.
appreciate you. Thanks again.
I had a blast.
Yeah. Yeah, good times.